Welcome back to the channel. Warhammer Man back in the studio, and today we're working on a custom basing project. In this project here, what we're doing is creating some Zone Mortalis style bases in the larger sizes. If you're familiar with them, they only come available in the Necromunda game from 25mm, 32mm standard Space Marine, and these are the 40mm I'm holding up here. But this is actually for an army commission for some Adeptus Custodes. And I had quite a few of the 40mm, which is perfect for the standard guard and terminators, as well as basically all the infantry. But in this case, I had 12 jet bikes as well, and a Telemon Dreadnought. So what I did is I used a combination of these standard size 32 and 25mm bases here to create the larger ones. So here you can see I've used two of the 32mm with some scraps from other bases I cut up. Before I started cutting them up, I trimmed them down two-dimensionally. So I basically clipped around the sides of the bases and then broke off the edges so they were just like two-dimensional sheets. And then I trimmed around, cleaned them up a little bit, and then combined them all to form essentially the overall shape and design of the Zone Mortalis tiles. And then once I did that, you can see I basically took like little bits of cork and created some rocks. Sorry, it's a little blurry here. I'm still experimenting with the new camera. And then I put those rocks on to plug up some of the bigger gaps, added a couple of skulls, and then went ahead and filled in the rest with little bits of sand. And that was able to essentially create like a pretty seamless overall look. Then drilled out a smaller hole and then larger hole for the flight stands. So here you can see I have a large, like extremely large circle base for the Telemon Dreadnought, and I've laid out a combination of 32mm and the 25mm bases there. So you can see quite a few of the 32s, and then some scrap pieces for like the little grates in between. And then I have a bunch of little bits from the 25mm that I've like basically pieced together to kind of fill in the blank spots. So here you can see it kind of overhangs the sides of the base. I just wanted to show the overall base itself and how it looks prior to adding all the extra bits. So once I got the design out, I basically just take my clippers and just kind of go around the edge of it and essentially just trim off all the extra bits that are like hanging over. So once I kind of go around, kind of clean it up and get the overall like circular round shape that I need here, you can kind of see how it starts to come together and look how it should. Once again, I do apologize, it's slightly blurry here. I'm still getting used to the new setup with the camera, and then also this is my first time dubbing in the sound afterwards, so if it doesn't line up exactly perfect, you know why. But in time, I'll get everything together and, we'll get this all done. But as you can see already, it's starting to take shape, getting like the overall shape, size, and look that I wanted for the Zone Mortalis base here. So once I kind of clip around, get all the excess bits off, it's best to always cut a little less at first and then come back and cut a little more where you need to. But I wanted to overall kind of like angle the clippers in towards the center so the base isn't really like sticking out over the edge itself, so I can go back later on and get some nice clean black edges. So there you can see I've kind of zoomed the camera in, got it a little better off, but just taking my time going around here and kind of cleaning it up, getting like the overall rounded edges. And as you can see, once I kind of clean off all the extra little bits of the base and everything, you can really see it's starting to take shape and really match like the overall like Zone Mortalis look. Now I had considered doing like a 3D print or using like 3D printer to kind of create what I needed, but I just didn't like the overall look of it and everything. And while this project at first was a little daunting when I first started, once I kind of got the hang of it and started going, it really took shape here. So you can see I've used a couple of like the smaller pieces to kind of fill in the middles where there's just nothing available from the actual line itself. But when it's all said and done, I think it's pretty good. And then I'll go around at the end and kind of clean up the actual edge itself, kind of fill in some of the larger gaps with rocks or maybe some skulls. But overall, the sand will kind of take care of the most of it. So, but there we have the overall basic look. I'll come back with them once they're all finished up and everything, and maybe show off like the painting technique for them. And then of course when I finish the army, which is nearly complete already, I'll have a complete finished look here. So if you like what you saw today, guys, make sure you like and subscribe. I'm Warhammer Man. This is Warhammer Man Studios, and encourage you to check out the other content. And I'm out of here.